can see you there. Well, since you came all this way, why don't I tell you a story?
Hey kids, it's time for Story Time with Rob. Story Time with Rob. You never really know what he's gonna do next. You never really know what he's gonna do next. Story Time with Rob. Story Time with Rob.
I just love telling stories. Hey, I've got a story for you. This story takes place 3 days ago, on Friday, at my high school. So you see, it was lunchtime, and I was sitting with my friends at the caf table. And, you know, we were just sitting, chatting it up. And, you know, there's this other table down the way a bit. Good guys. Guys kind of like us, just a bit younger. We'd joke around with them all the time. And so we're sitting there, and a few pieces of cheese and some apple segment come flying over, and they're over there laughing, and we were like, oh, that's cool, throw some food at us and laugh, why don't you? So we're all, you know, kind of looking about like, man, what are we going to throw back? And there's no food on our entire table. It was ridiculous. There was nothing around to be thrown whatsoever. And in just like a flash of craziness, I hear in my passenger side ear, Rob, man, throw the garbage can. And I look around, and without even thinking, I picked up the nearest full garbage can, spun a 360, and let go! After I let go of the garbage can, it occurred to me that, first of all, I almost smoked a small grade 9 girl with a garbage can. She was really close to me, and it would have been a big flop if I had hit her, because then I would have, like, hit her with a garbage can, she would have fallen over and had garbage all over her, and I would have, like, let go of the garbage can and just been like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. And she would have been like, you just hit me with a garbage can! And I would have been like, oh, honestly, I meant to throw it across the calf. And she would have been like, what? And it would have been bad. But fortunately, I managed to throw it all the way across the cafeteria. And everyone was like, whoa, what the hell? I didn't, like, hit anyone or anything. Apparently, a chick got covered in pudding. And if you ever watch this, I am so sorry. I did not want to get pudding on anyone. I honestly, like, it wasn't my intention. I just wanted to be the garbage throwing guy. I didn't want to be the cover a chick with pudding guy. Yeah, and so I just kind of like left the calf and figured like, if it's a big deal, like the calf lady wasn't in there either. That's the best part, is she heard the noise and she came in and she was like, who knocked over this garbage can? Who did it? Who did it? Who knocked it over? Who did it? And so I was like, yeah, now I have an alibi because I was all the way across the calf when it got knocked over. So since I had that alibi, I thought that I could, you know, get away with it. So I decided that I wasn't going to, like, say anything, and I was just going to walk around the halls, and people would be like, yeah, Rob, you threw that garbage can, and I'd be like, shh, no, I didn't. And they'd be like, oh, I get it, you didn't throw the garbage can. And just, like, people were making it really obvious, and it kind of sucked. And then eventually I was walking by the calf, and the calf lady was like, Rob, get over here! Get over here! And I was like, damn. And so I go over, and she's like, clean this up! And I played dumb. I was like, clean what up? I'm fucking so tough. And she was just like, clean this up. I know you did it. And I was like, how? How do you know I did it? And she was like, we have video evidence and witnesses says you knocked over this garbage can. And so I was like, I know you're lying to me because I actually threw it across the room. So you must be lying. And so I was just like being an asshole and saying like, no, I didn't, and shit like that. And then eventually she was like, yeah, we got it on video. And I was like, yeah, show me the video. And she was like, no. And I was like, who are the witnesses? And she's like, I don't want to tell you. I was like, that's because they don't exist. And then eventually she was like, fine, go then. And I was like, you know what? Since I'm such a nice guy, I'll get you a broom. But I said it like, you know what? Since I'm such an asshole, I'll get you a broom. She wasn't happy. And I get there, and the janitor's actually on her way out, and she's all pissed off. And then I started to feel bad, because, like, I'm fucking up with the janitor and the lunch lady. And then, so I was like, man, I really hope you catch that guy. And the janitor's like, yeah, we're going to look at the tapes. And I was like, okay, well, I'm caught anyway. They'll catch me. And so I went, and I'm watching them watch the tapes, and I see Mr. Witcher, right? And he's over by the computer. And I was like, oh, he's watching it right now. There's no other reason why I'd be by the computer. And like there's 8 teachers behind him like, oh cool, video, let's watch, yeah. And then so I'm watching them all just like staring at it kind of boringly, waiting for this garbage can to fall over. And then at one moment all of them just kind of went like, and I was like, that's it. It happened right there. They just saw me throw a garbage can across the calf. And then, so, I knew that Mr. Witcher was going to come get me. I just didn't know when. And so I figured originally that I would deny it and deny it until they had to show me the video. And then be like, man, I look pretty cool. And then they'd just be like, you're an asshole. And I'm like, but then that plan never actually happens. But so Mr. Witcher comes and gets me, and the only reason I even kept telling the story this long is because of Mr. Witcher's reaction. When he came to get me out of law class, he's like, Robert, can I borrow you for a minute? And I was like, there it is, boys. And like I'm leaving the class, and I was like, and I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for those meddling kids. And even Mr. Goocher laughed at me, and Mr. Witcher was kind of like, yeah, you're a jokester, huh? And he was like, so why'd you do it? What makes you angry, Rob? Who instigated it? I was like, Mr. Witcher, I was like laughing. Like, I was happy, and I threw it at my friends, and he was like, who are you working for, Rob? What makes you hurt inside? Are you being bullied? I hear sometimes people being bullied. Do your parents hit you? And I was like, Mr. Witcher, can you please stop asking me all these questions? Like, I'll sweep up the calf, just leave me alone. So anyway, after Mr. Witcher had finished interrogating me on who I work for, or who instigated the situation, or if my parents beat me, he eventually got upset because I wouldn't crack and tell him, and I guess he thought like, you know what, sweeping up the calf isn't enough punishment. I should suspend Mr. Thompson for Monday and Tuesday. Anyway, so this is a cheers to Mr. Witcher, keeping the halls of Lively High clean from crime, and getting to the bottom of all garbage can tosses. Mr. Witcher. Hey guys, just a little message from your Uncle Rob. I hope you're enjoying the videos. Next week's edition of Storytime with Rob is going to be canceled because I'm instead going to be running a small documentary that I plan on conducting. It's kind of like Super Size Me, but instead of testing the effects of McDonald's on the body, I plan to test the effects of alcohol. It involves myself, this room only, it's the only room I'm allowed in, and this 20-liter vat of rum that I borrowed from, this is breaking the table a little, that I borrowed from my uncle. It costs about $200, and it should be some entertaining television. If you want to find out what happens, watch next week's episode, and take it easy.